And hello! We are live. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm excited to be here with you guys. And as you guys can see, we have a little puppy here sleeping in the couch as well. So today we actually have a guest that's joining, and I'm super excited to introduce her to you guys. We're just going to wait for her to join. In the meantime, I hope y'all are doing well. Hope you're enjoying some yummy chews, some ballistic and tendons, and get cozy and ready for this little live session. I'm not going to spoil who exactly is going to be joining us, but I can tell you what organization is going to join us today. And that is Marley Mutts. And we've been talking a lot about Marley's Mutts before. So I think a lot of you guys have an idea of who they are. Let's see if we can get them joining. Well, still waiting for her to join. There we go. Just any minute. Hi!
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, of course. I just told everyone else I'm sitting here on the couch. I have a tiny little husky puppy, just keeping me company and making sure that she's cute.
He's very sweet.
Well, so I kind of explained for everyone that Marley Mutts is joining us, and we've been talking so much about you guys, and we love everything that you all do. But I was hoping that you could do a little quick introduction of who you are and like what is Marley Mutts.
Certainly. Well, my name is Sharon Johnson, and I'm the executive director of Marley's Mutts here in Tehachapi, California. We have two offices, one here and one in Bakersfield, California. But Marley's Mutts is about rescuing the unrescuable, rescuing those that are in high kill shelters. Our primary goal is to get to these dogs prior to them being euthanized.
All right, and that sounds like there's a lot of work around that. And how many calls would you assume or expect you get on a weekly basis?
Well, we get a lot of calls about people wanting to own or surrender their dogs. But because of health reasons, we're unable to accept owner surrenders. But we do recommend that they take their dog to the shelter. Most of these dogs, if a shelter allows phone calls, or if the shelter actually calls the rescues, most of these dogs are rescued.
All right. Okay. And do you usually work with dogs that are in the nearby area, close to Bakersfield, or can it be anywhere around the states? Or
We've rescued dogs all over the state, but primarily work with dogs in near Tehachapi, Bakersfield, actually Kern County, California.
all right. And you said you had two offices. You said one is in Bakersfield, and where's the other one?
Here in Tehachapi,
Okay, is that California as well?
yes.
Okay, cool. I never heard
So
of.
we're in the mountains here where the rescue ranch is, and
Okay.
then Bakersfield is about 40 miles from here, I guess, fairly flat land,
All
and
right.
it's north of here.
So that is the place that we visited you guys at. I would assume Bakersfield place.
No, you came to Tehachapi.
Damn it. I don't even know.
That's okay.
All right. Well, that was at least a very wonderful experience. We were so happy that we got to meet y'all and see the dogs and really see how you work with them. And we were so amazed by, the whole team that goes around it and, that the life that they get to experience even with you guys before they find a new home. Um, how big is the team around you guys when it comes to like dog trainers or people on the board and people just walking the dogs and everything?
If we're talking about board members along with employees plus our positive change trainers, probably about 25 people, maybe 25 to 30 people. But here on the ranch at all times, there's about 8.
All right.
But there's also 3 in Bakersfield, and then all of our wonderful volunteers. And I would be remiss if I didn't say that we really enjoyed having you guys here in Tehachapi, and thank you so much for your support.
Oh, we were so thrilled about it. And after we were just talking for many days, like we got to go to Marley Mutts, we get to see everything, and it's just it was a wonderful experience for us because we've been to other dog rescues in the past, but I think that your place really stands out in that it's a beautiful surrounding, and it just feels like they have you just do so much around it, and it just didn't feel like this typical crowded dog rescue place with this dog everywhere. It many times I feel like it's such a stressful experience for the dogs and for us, and I didn't really get that feeling at all, which is why we love supporting you guys. That this is a you guys are doing something extraordinary.
Well, we appreciate that, and I mean, we just took on a trainer slash behavioralist by the name of Joshua that is also turning things around here as far as some of the more difficult dogs that were hard to socialize. In his 2 weeks, he's really made an impact. So when you have dogs that are happy to be together, the employees are happy to be together as well.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that. And how overall with a lot of the dogs that comes from, really horrible background, and I would assume that some of them, because what they have experienced might be a little bit more aggressive and be more difficult to handle. Do you have then dog trainers on spot that helps, get them into place, or how do you work with those kind of dogs?
Well, we have Joshua that's really helping out our team as far as behavior and training. So it's really of benefit. We're not teaching them like tricks and what have you. Our basic goal is to make sure that they can socialize, make sure that they love humans, see if they're good around children, because what we want to create is a dog that's highly adoptable and happy.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Gathered a lot of questions from people in the past when I talked about you guys. So I'm going to start bringing up some of those questions to see if
Okay.
you have an answer for them. And if you don't, that's fine too.
Okay.
Um, but overall, we're talking about here with requirements for fostering and adopting a dog. And for just a regular family who wants to find a new home or find a new dog to their family, what kind of steps do they have to go through with you guys, and what do you look at before you approve a family?
Well, in both cases, they're both highly vetted. Their property, even that they're on, is vetted. A lot of times, people don't understand what fostering means, and it takes a real special person to be a foster parent because you're taking someone into your home, falling in love with them, treating them like gold, treating them like family, and then you have to be willing to let them go. Or we have what's called foster fails, where they fall in love with this dog so much that they want to keep it. So many of the fosters that help us out are actually fostering medical dogs with conditions that, just you or I may not be able to take care of.
Right.
But then we get over to the adoption process, and there is an adoption application that they can fill out online on our website. Our Bakersfield staff assesses each and every application. Where it becomes a challenge is when a dog gets like 100 applications in investigating each one of those applications and talking to all those people. We just want to make sure that the dog goes to the very best home.
Right, that makes sense. And
Yeah.
when people apply to adopt a dog, do they apply as a whole to Marley Mutts and then you guys match them with a dog, or find a dog yourself?
No, normally what they'll do is they will see a dog on our website that just speaks to them. They can actually click on the website and it brings them to that application. And if it's a dog that may have already been spoken for and we haven't gotten them off the website, then our staff converses with the potential dog parent to see what they're looking for, and maybe we can find them something else.
All right. Have you noticed at all during COVID and everything now that there's been more like an increase in adoptions, people to seek family members?
We have about the same amount of adoptions. However, the increase in medical dogs with moderate to severe medical conditions has skyrocketed. It's been very expensive, so much so that we're now writing requests for funding, grant funding, to help us take care of the medical expenses. But here's what's happened. And it's not for us to judge why a dog was medically surrendered, but so many people that lost their jobs during COVID, they don't have the money, they don't have the funds, nor do they qualify for credit cards to take care of their pets. So they have no choice. They're trying to do the right thing for the pet. There's those people that surrender to the shelters. However, there's also people that just let their dogs go as strays. So when they're picked up as strays and they have a medical condition, both the city and the county shelters commonly call us because we try to find a way to save them.
I mean, I can just imagine that for people that are going through this during COVID and such time as it is, and also have to worry about your pet and not manage this or be able to take care of your pet as you want to, it's just a horrible experience that I hope that no one has to go through, but so sadly, so many are experiencing right now.
Right. I would never want to be in that position. I know that when we adopted our German Shepherd, you're never aware that there might be medical problems, and he had a congenital medical problems with his elbows, and it turned out to be quite costly. And we were both working, my husband and myself. So if you figure a family's not working and has this huge medical expense, it's got to be very trying on a relationship.
Oh, definitely. We actually,
Yeah.
in my family, we have two dogs here, two huskies, and both my husband and I were working full time. And they're healthy pups, but just random stuff happens. Like we went to hike one time, one of them got foxtails, had to remove.
Yes.
Another time, well, now this little puppy, she has something with her eyes. We're gonna take her in tomorrow, and
Oh,
it's just stuff that you don't plan for, and you don't really set aside those money necessarily for a pet. So
right.
it's a challenging time for a lot of people.
It sure can be.
I just want to bring up another question for you here.
Okay.
Oh yes, of course. This is actually one of my exciting thing about you guys. I know you guys are so involved in many different programs, like the Positive Change, the Mutt Movers, and the Miracle Mutts.
Right.
Like broadly go over what they are and what's it about.
Certainly. So we'll start with the Positive Change Prison Program. And that is a program that started in 2016, where we went into 5 California state prisons and paired the inmates with a canine. And it's like an obedience slash psychology course. It's a 14-week course. And the dogs are actually in prison, staying in prison, and under instruction for 12 full weeks. But it's a way for the prisoners to identify behavioral problems with the dogs, recognizing dog psychology. And the beauty of this program is it comes right back on them and they understand themselves better. It's had a real impact on how men with different ethnicities get along in prison. And also, it provides the start of a vocational training for trainers that come out of prison that want to train the positive change way.
Right.
So we have that. And then our next one is Miracle Mutts. And unfortunately, well, COVID really affected both our positive change program and our Miracle Mutts program because we weren't able. So North Kern State Prison did allow us to teach behind the fence our positive change training. So that was fantastic. We'll be starting another round of that in March. But
Nice.
moving on to our Miracle Mutts is the most wonderful program as far as therapy dogs go. These dogs are trained, therapy dog training, to go into different places, into hospitals, into doctors' offices, into a 911 police dispatch, any place where there's a stressful air, whether it be hospice, whatever, that can benefit from a human canine bond. These dogs go in. They go in to barks and books. They sit by little kids while they're reading in the library. We all know that dogs have such a therapeutic effect, and there's just proof that when you're stressed out and you interact with the dog, your blood pressure goes down, your outlook improves. So that was the beauty of Miracle Mutts. But then, of course, because of COVID restrictions, we weren't really allowed to continue that program. And we're really looking forward to starting that again.
Do you know when you're going to be able to start the program again or any?
We it's really hard because here in Kern County, and Zach is chiming in. I told Zach we were doing a live.
Yeah.
So if we can save the video somehow, this is my first live ever. But hi, Zach. um, we're hoping perhaps when our tier goes to red, we're in purple, which is red flag. You can't do much. But we're hoping when we're able to go to red that we can go into a few places, socially distance, wear our masks. But of course, the dogs are interacting with everybody.
Yeah, definitely. So it's kind of like stay tuned. It will happen when it happens.
It will, and it's really frustrating for us because we even hear from Miracle Mutt parents, and this is all volunteer, by the way. We have these wonderful Miracle Mutt parents that go through this training, and when we were working Miracle Mutts a year ago, or more than a year ago, we were going like 5 and 6 places every week. So that shows you how busy they were, how busy the dogs were, and how used to interaction the dogs were during that time. Now the dogs, they say, are getting depressed because they're not being utilized. They're not being enriched in the way that they were normally being enriched. So we can't wait to get back into that.
Yeah, that will be good for the dogs and for the people and for the kids and for everyone.
Yes.
Dogs.
We have done some virtual things where we do some readings and everything, but it's just not the same as being able to hug a dog.
Of course. And so for those dogs that are doing this kind of work or are a part of those programs, are those dogs that are rescued to Marley Mutts and then you place them into these programs?
Some are, but a lot of them aren't. There are several medical dogs that have actually been adopted. The medical dogs that we took in found fosters for, the fosters adopted them, and they're now Miracle Mutts. So they don't have, that's not part of the protocol to be in the program, but there are several.
Okay. Well, so if someone, for example, if someone is watching this has a dog that they think will be a great fit, is there a chance that they could reach out to you guys and get the program?
Absolutely. They'd have to live within our locale, but there's absolutely a possibility if they feel that their dog is already calm, is already really fantastic with people. We have a new mascot here at the ranch, and his name is Major, and it's a Great Pyrenees. And we knew the minute he came onto the ranch that this dog would be a wonderful Miracle Mutt. So we're going to start training him. He's very docile. He gets along well with everybody, children, adults, the rest of the dogs. In fact, he and his buddy Addie are just sunbathing in the backyard today.
Oh.
So we're excited about him being a Miracle Mutt because he's kind of my therapy when I get stressed and hug him. But to be able to occasionally myself taking him into different situations, it helps me connect with the public as well. So we're looking forward to that.
What kind of signs are you typically looking at? Is it just a dog that's overall very calm? Does it ages in any way? And
we want to make sure that they don't have toy aggression, food aggression, people aggression, dog aggression. There's a whole list of things that the dogs have to manage before they're actually deemed a Miracle Mutt.
Okay, cool. Did we go through did we muck the mutt? I think we missed the mutt movers.
We haven't talked about them yet. And that's another really fantastic program. So, there's no possible way a single rescue can take on hundreds of dogs. But there are areas of the United States, Oregon, Washington, and even into Canada, that they don't have dogs in shelters. So Mutt Movers, Marley's Mutt Movers has actually been able to take dogs into these other states, to other rescues, to other shelters, so that they stand a better chance of being adopted as well.
Okay, and how does that work? How do you find those different rescue organizations? Are they part of the program already? And
Well, sometimes they reach out to us because we have such a wonderful, passionate staff here that have been in rescue for a number of years. They've made um, relationships over these years with different rescues all over the place. So, like we travel into Oregon and Washington, not much out of that, only because of the expense. But we've had that opportunity to develop those relationships, and when they say, "Hey, we need you to help us. We need you to bring dogs," we're there. Now, of course, again, because of COVID, we have to be careful with our employees that we're not coming into contact with a lot of other people. So when we have been able to do that, it's social distancing and masks.
well, I just hope that everything will get back to normal soon, so you can continue to put full force into everything you're doing and not stay home and wait for it and go, go, go.
Well, and we want you guys to come back to the ranch. So, I mean, we're really anxious for things to get going.
Absolutely. I actually have another question here that someone named Brandon asked. He was talking about if someone adopts a dog from you or for another different rescue, just to find out later on that this didn't work out, if something is happening, it was not a good fit with a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way, like, are you guys at all available to help in those times, or what do you recommend people to do when they are in those situations?
Well, every case is different, but let me just give you a scenario. Let's say that a dog, and this has happened where a dog has been away from Marley's Mutts for 5 years, and we get a call that there's some behavioral issues. There's usually a reason. There's been a change in move where they live, change in family. They've brought along new pets. Normally, what we try to recommend first is that they try and obtain a really good trainer. And taking your dog to a trainer really isn't the same as having a trainer come in and assess your living situation and assess the surroundings. So that's our number one thing that we do recommend. Ourselves, we're not really able to help because if we invited the dog back and had a trainer here, it doesn't answer the question of what's happening in the home.
Right.
So that's our number one recommendation, that they call a qualified trainer. And you can always, like, if you wonder if a trainer is qualified, look on Yelp
Yeah.
or call a rescue, call the other rescues and see if they're familiar with the trainer.
Yeah, and today there's so many easy ways to find out, just on Facebook and just do a Google search, and you should find a good qualified trainer that way. Um,
Right.
okay, I just want to ask you too, since we're talking about all those different programs that, or just everything, Marley Mutts, Positive Change, Mutt Movers, Miracle Mutts, which one is your favorite?
I can't say that I have a favorite. I truly believe in each and every one of our programs. I came out of retirement to work here. When I retired in the mountains of Tehachapi, after 2 months, I started going stir crazy, and I knew, my passion for advocacy wasn't going to change, and I wasn't done advocating. And I'd been following Marley's Mutts for a long time. So, I mean, just Zach's story of how he founded this organization out of adversity and the different programs. I love each and every one of these programs.
That's the best answer. You can't beat that. All right, Sharon, well, I'm actually going to start bringing this down. I'm going to let you soon go back to work.
Okay.
I do have one final thing I want to talk about, and that is people that in any way wants to be more involved, either it comes to your programs or they want to donate. What do you recommend them to do?
Well, we love to have volunteers, and when our county goes back to red, we will be able to have volunteers. The best way to learn about how to help is to go to our website, marleysmutts.org. There's a way to volunteer. The donate button is there. We started a new endeavor called Home on the Range, which is a program that it's a structure that will actually house medical dogs to enable us to accept more medical dogs, as well as a positive change ranch program that will serve both positive change graduates as well as military veterans. So that is up and going on our website. We just welcome any type of support. You know, if you want to donate once, that's fantastic. But we also welcome you to donate as a recurring donation as well. But we appreciate every single bit of support that we get.
All right, so we'll have people just go into Marley Mutts and they can find all the information and whatever they're looking for. And I really hope that more people are encouraged to get more involved in any way because there's so much help needed.
Zach is talking to us. He says, "Hey, boss."
Hey,
Hi, Zach. Thank you, Zach, for tuning in. I didn't know if you were driving.
well, we can't wait to see Zach next time and meet
Yes.
in person again. We hope that we can come up and visit you guys, hopefully in a few months. That would
I
be
hope so. We really enjoyed having you. And again, thank you very, very much to Natural Farm for the wonderful support that you guys have given us.
well, thank you. And thank you for joining us today. And I have
Thank you for having us.
pups and have a good time with them.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Have a good day, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.